That's the almost yesterday's low as well. So, if you start there, could you bounce from here? Indiabulls housing is down about 5.5%. That, of course, could be the stock of the morning, and then we will take it from there. And, of course, Sun Pharma on the upside. And the Bank Nifty down 110 points. Let's take the 9-10 calls then. Mitesh, if we start here, is there a trade on the index, and what's the 9-10 call?
See, I think, as I said, I would look if the yesterday's low is held on or it gets violated. I think if it gets violated, we'll look at slightly more trading on the short side. And the 9-10 call for the time being is Tata Global. That's a buy with a stop at 272 for targets of around 300.
Okay. Sudarshan, your thoughts and your 9-10 call?
Well, if we come towards 10,900, that gives us an excellent buying opportunity. At current levels where we open, this is not a buy. TCS is a buy with a stop at 2200 and a target at 2300 and carry this position.
And likewise, Nifty Bank you will buy only at 27,500, right?
That's right, absolutely, Lata. Only at that point.
All right. Well, Sun Pharma is the big mover right now, up about 3.5% on the back of that SEBI clearance coming through. Prakash, what would your big call be at 9:10 this morning?
I'll go with Voltas. I think it looks good. Possible target on the upside 640. Stop below 616.
Okay, actually, I've just been watching NIIT. It has been sneaking up, and now look at the chart. I mean, maybe if you want to pull up a 1 year, and then you will know the very sharp incline in that stock. It's mildly in the green at this point in time. Mitesh, any thoughts?
Sorry, what stock was that?
NIIT Technologies.
Yeah, it was a buy at about 1360 odd levels, and I think it's run up too much after that. Also quite overbought. I think if I was holding long positions, I would keep a very tight trading stop loss, or even suggest booking part profits. For re-entering, I think wait for a dip and some consolidation.
What about Sun Pharma? Mitesh, I know we've discussed this in the past, but the stock is now up over 20% from its 52-week lows. Given the positive trigger, for a long-term investor, does it make sense?
See, I've slowly started turning positive on Sun Pharma. I think for the last 4 weeks, it's doing a range of about 410 to about 442. And I think it should break on the upside, given the fact that the weekly indicators have started improving. So I think, as of now, I think I'll keep a trading target of around 440, 442. But a closing above that should open the way for the stock to head towards 480, 490 zones.
Okay, I think the weak point again are the financials. The Bajaj twins and HDFC twins. Okay, maybe they'll pick up later on in the day, but at the moment, financials is quite clearly a pain point. The Nifty Bank is down about 0.4. Nifty is down more than that. And I guess even stocks like Indiabulls and all are hurting. They're not in the Nifty Bank, but they are in the Nifty, so that's also hurting a goodish bit. Any thoughts, Prakash, on Indiabulls?
On India Bull Housing Finance, well, I feel that it is still looking weak to me. It's closer to support, it still look weak to me. No sign of strength as yet.
Yeah, I guess it's plumbing at this point in time. I guess index guys will move out. That would be the big worry.
Yeah.
Index buyers.
And there are other worries on Indiabulls housing. It's not the normal stock where normally what happens is when stocks go out of index, they actually outperform, and when they get into the index, they underperform because the move has already happened earlier. But India was a different game, a ball game altogether.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, I completely don't understand the stock, so not fair for me to comment further. But I mean, that's all you can say on iBulls.
Okay, well, apart from Sun Pharma, other pharma stocks are also moving up today. So Cipla is also up almost about 0.2%. Although, this week Cipla has not done much at all. Prakash Gaba, any thoughts? Any pharma stocks that you would like to trade today?
Well, I like Ajanta Pharma. I think Ajanta Pharma should go up from here. Possibly target around 1,025, 1,050 is a possibility. Stop below 960 on Ajanta Pharma should be fine, I think. As far as Cipla is concerned, it's trading sideways. I'll stay out of it.
Okay. Actually, today, I mean, if there is a tailwind for IT stocks, it should get exaggerated today, because the rupee actually started very close to 72 when I last checked. 71.97 I had seen on the rupee. Okay, 72 now. So that should be a little bit of a tailwind. Mitesh, is there any tech stocks in particular that you will look at?
I like HCL Tech and I like Infosys. Tech Mahindra also has improved, but I think it's hitting some weekly resistance levels. So from a trading point of view, if I was to focus, it will be HCL Tech and Infosys. And TCS, if it manages to break into fresh highs, I think around 2250, 2280, we've seen time and again tops being made, but I think the structure is positive. So I'll go in that order: HCL Tech, Infosys and TCS after a breakout.
Ashok, Leyland has fallen off a cliff over the last couple of months. Mitesh, a quick chart check over there at this 60 level. Does it deserve a fresh short?
No, I think the declining trend is over. We haven't got a reversal as yet, but I think the stock might just do a range of about 62, 61 on the downside to about 67 on the upside. And once we break about 67, 68, and we're not very far away from that, then I think we could give a trading bounce back to about 78, 80 zones.
Okay. Actually, the investors in sugar, I think, have understood that it's not going to be a big gain. I can only see Balrampur Chini a little higher, about 1%, but otherwise not much. Just one more chart check, and that's all we'll have time for. Prakash, Escorts. This week, it seemed to show life again.
I like the stock. Basically, it looks like the way it's bounced from the low. It tells me that downside seems to be getting over. So it's in a pause mode yesterday. I think it can go up. Stop below 480, target 520.
Okay, there goes the bell, about 0.5% lower on the Nifty. 50. It started with a minus 50. It's now minus 47, and Sensex down 150. Okay, now it is 144, 138. Okay, not that bad. It started off at 0.4 down, now 0.35 down. And the Nifty Bank is the pain point. It's down about 0.5%, 130 points knocked off. The mid cap's not too bad, about 0.33% knocked off. In any case, we are starting with advance and declines in equal measure. What do we do? First, let's read the green part. Sun Pharma is up about 2.83%. That's the one. And actually, other pharma stocks are not doing too badly. Cipla is keeping it company. It's up just a little bit, about 0.4%. In fact, other than Sun Pharma, the little bit of green that we have are all just small change. Power Grid up 0.4, Ultratech just about in the green, DRL, Cipla, all just about in the green. Wipro is a little bit still in the green. Its buyback has ended. Infosys, TCS are just mildly in the red. So that's just the green part. The rest of it is all like a huge line of red stocks. Indiabulls deeply in the red, 6.7 knocked, and Yes Bank as well. The tail end of the Moody's downgrade, perhaps, or for other reasons, that one is down about 2.5. Then come JSW Steel, Tata Motors, Coal India, Tata Steel, SBI, ICICI Bank. So its financials are down, metals are down, Coal India is down. Consumption is down. Not a very good start.
Not a good start at all. In fact, the mid-cap index is also under pressure, down about 0.4%. The market breadth is in favor of declines, 570 points there. Now, if you look at individual stocks, a lot of banks, look at JNK Bank, 7% lower over there. Volumes are picking up. IDBI Bank is down about 2%. On RBL, Morgan Stanley has an underweight call with a target of 400 rupees. They say that asset quality pressures are the key reason why they are a bit concerned. So RBL is under further pressure there. NBCC is down almost about 2%. A lot of infrastructure stocks and the entire ADAG group, RelCap, RelInfra, etc. under pressure. DHFL is also down almost about 2%. Some stocks that are in the news this morning, Lakshmi Vilas Bank, the MD and CEO has resigned. So that stock is now down almost about 5%. Retail stocks like Trent, etc. will be in focus on the back of the single brand retail sourcing rules that have been eased. So Trent is up about 2%. Dixon Tech is up almost 2.5%. Reddington on expected lines is down almost about 4% or so. Some of the sugar stocks you could also look at, Balrampur Chini, Bajaj Hindustan, etc. I think there is some sentiment green tech. Yes, Balrampur Chini is up almost about 2.5%. Otherwise, it's a sea of red. It's a weak opening for the market. In fact, well below that 11,000 mark now. Anuj, not looking good at all.
Not
if
looking,
you're a bull.
Yeah, let us see, but it's
980 only now.
Yeah, it's opened at yesterday's low. I mean, if it starts to break 980, I think then I think you are asking for a bit of a trouble. There's a freak trade, by the way, on Nifty futures. So the low, open low will show 10,805, which is not to be considered. That's yeah, that should be ignored. But for all practical purposes, is yesterday's low. So I would see if that's holding. If that's breaking, I think the market's giving you a clear indication. Selling is resuming, by the way, on both Yes Bank and RBL Bank. So that's two stocks to watch out for, and HDFC Bank, etc. So this some HDFC Bank has already started to see a bit of a buying after opening lower. Let's see if that sustains. IndusInd Bank also. So most of these stocks open lower and then are seeing a bit of a pullback. The Bank Nifty as well. The open is the after the low is yesterday's low. So for now you got a sacrosanct mark. Mitesh, any trade here?
Anush, couple of them. I think Infosys has recovered and is close to day's high. So is ICICI Pru is seeing good follow through after a breakout yesterday. And on the downside, I think Indiabulls Housing Finance has broken the earlier swing lows. I think that could be a good trade on the short side.
Okay, Prakash, anything that you have spotted after the market open?
Jindal
A bit
still
of a
looks-
recovery, you will have to say, from the lows.
Jindal still is looking weak. Possibly we'll see lower levels, and so is the case with, I think, Vedanta. I think the metals looks a bit dead.
Okay, well, a lot of stocks, Indiabulls Housing, of course, is at a fresh 52-week low, but a lot of the pharma stocks also. Wockhardt is at a fresh 52-week low as we speak. In fact, it's already lost over 50% of its value. Yes, a rating downgrade over there. Volumes are also picking up, and a lot of real estate stocks